Mexico Grand Prix is done in bye-week. Let's say Perry speak about it. Lando Norris, Jesus Christ, he just checked the F out. His win was never in doubt after the start. Well, I mean, after the lap he put in qualifying, really, you could say it was never in doubt. I think my phone might be a little bit squint. Hope that's not squint. Anyway, Lando Norris just checked the F out. And honestly, right now, the Lando fans are all saying, oh, it was over after Zandvoort. That's just making me laugh now. Because he's back in the championship lead. Yes, it's only up by a point, but he's still back in the championship lead. And people were saying it was over for him after Zandvoort. Please, in Formula 1, anything can happen. And what happened is Oscar Piastri has lost the championship lead. It was good damage control for him on a weekend that really looked difficult for him. In a period that's looking difficult for him. Admittedly, this point last season was a bit more difficult for him as well. We're in the run of races where he wasn't on the podium for like 3 or 4 straight races last year. He needs to get back on top of it. He needs to try to find his form again. Hopefully he can in Brazil. Good damage control from him this weekend. And just great form from Lando. Lando Norris was in great form. McLaren were in good form in the pit stops as well. They had the fastest pit stop of the race. However, with the second fastest pit stop of the race, we can say the Ferrari have won a championship. Admittedly, it's just the fastest pit stop championship. With the second fastest pit stop of the race, that's sealed the DHL fastest pit stop championship for them. But like, at the end of the day, having quick pit stops in Formula 1 is very important. You want to have quick pit stops, and Ferrari have been doing that. They've been the most consistent team in the pit lane this year, and honestly, kudos to them. It's only the fastest pit stop championship, but hey, I will take it. Kudos to the boys and girls doing it Ferrari. They deserve this. On Ferrari, they really surprised me this weekend. I didn't expect them to be as good as they were. To be honest, I was expecting Mexico to be a bit of a Lyco pain. There was quite a bit of Lyco, but it wasn't as painful as I was maybe expecting it to be. They were somehow in the fight for pole. They came out of nowhere in that. Although I suppose that's really just Charles being Charles in qualifying. Lewis was really good in qualifying. Kind of went to hell in a handbasket for him in the race. Honestly, he turned a bit invisible after his penalty, which you could say with the 10-second penalty a bit harsh. But I suppose that is the standard penalty now for leaving the track and gaining an advantage, which he did. On gaining an advantage, leaving track, I'll get back to turn 1 in a minute. As for Charles' race, that VSC at the end saved his arse. It really saved his arse. Not curious timing of the virtual safety car, I'm not gonna lie. I was questioning if it was even needed, but it's been said the FIA explains the VSC was required because of the info given from the track side after side spun. The car subsequently began smoking and race control received notifications of fire, making it clear that marshal intervention would be required for recovery. So I guess that's why we got the virtual safety car. It's still just curious timing, kind of. It robbed us of a last lap Max versus Charles into turn 1. And Max versus Charles is always good. It's always good, but that saved his arse. And it made Ferrari get second back in the Constructors' Championship. Honestly, just imagine if that battle for second was for the Constructors' Championship. Oh my god. Of course, means that Verstappen didn't gain the 3 more points that he could have gained. He's now 36 points behind instead of 33, but 36 points back, 4 races to go, that is still possible. It's still absolutely game on for Max. About that VSC, who would also save the arse of was Ollie Behrman. I don't know where he came from in this race. I don't know what he had for breakfast. I don't know what Haas did, but it just worked. I don't know how, but it just worked for them. In that melee on lap 6, I was like, where the hell did Ollie come from? He just came out of nowhere. It's like, seeing all the chaos, like, thank you very much. I will take that provisional podium spot. It's a shame he couldn't hold on to the podium. Haas obviously decided to go on to the 2 stop. But P4 is still an incredible result for him and Haas. And a round of applause to them. That was a brilliant drive from Ollie and a well-deserved driver of the day. And on lap 6, it's not just Max and Lewis, but it's always Max and Lewis. Why are those two seemingly incapable of racing each other cleanly? Honestly, 99% of the times when those two are on the same bit of racetrack since 2021, it's ended in freaking tears. Honestly, those two, I swear to God. But as for lap 1, honestly, that was lap 1, turn 1 is just one big racing incident. It's the kind of crap is prone to happen and you can kind of expect to see when you get to turn 1 after the longest starting straight of the season. You know, I mean, calm down, okay? It's lap 1, turn 1. Calm down. It's not that deep. Like, I'm dead ass serious. The amount of whinging and crap I have seen on social media since the race is fucking insane. While it is normal to be annoyed or upset when things don't go for your favorite driver, we've all been there. I swear to God though, it is not normal to be as mad as it seems some people, and by some people I mean Hamilton fans, are. I get he was starting third, he could have had a chance for a podium, but it's not normal to be this mad. I know it's not all of you. I know that there has to be some genuinely chill Lewis fans out there. And for those of you who are, I really feel for you guys right now, getting lumped in with the crappy side of it. But the reaction that there has been for the Hamilton fan base to Mexico was, I swear to God, not normal. It ain't normal to get that pressed over something like all that went down in Mexico. And honestly, it cannot be healthy either. And sending hate or threats or anything to any driver is never on. It is never acceptable, no matter the driver, no matter the fan base. Like, absolutely not. It is never on. There is no need for all the crap that's been sent the way of Leclerc, the way of Ferrari on social media. Like, they're acting as if Charles is the one that ruined Lewis's entire race, when in actual fact, if we're being honest, it was the bullshit with Max and then going off at turn 4 and not giving up all the advantage he gained that ruined it. And while we're on the subject, there's no need to boo drivers. Any drivers. I don't care if you don't like the driver. I don't like Lando Norris either. But even if you don't like somebody, that does not mean you should boo them. Booing ain't it. But back to the point though, if we're being honest, if you ask me, Charles not giving the place back to Lewis, or Ferrari not asking Charles to give the place back, that did not cost Lewis a podium. Because even if Ferrari did ask him to give the place back, it would have been pointless, because Leclerc would have been back past him anyway. Because I don't think Lewis had the pace. I don't think all this cost Ferrari a double podium. The thing that cost Ferrari a double podium was the stuff with Max, not lap 1. Like, look, it was a fucking motor race. Chill the fuck out. There is no need to get that pressed and to be crashing out as bad as I've seen Team LH crashing out. It ain't the first time people have run over the grass at turn 1 in Mexico, and it won't be the last. Hell, Lewis did it in 2016 and got away with it. He won the race, if you recall. So, you know, I'm just saying, a little bit rich Team LH complaining about something that Lewis has literally gotten away with in the past. Like, honestly, this whole thing has been a reminder of why I don't like Team LH. But also, can we just acknowledge how insane Max's car control is? I'm not convinced everybody would have been able to keep that out of the wall. It's amazing he did. But George Russell wasn't too happy about turn 1 of lap 1. He was complaining quite a lot. He was also complaining a lot later on in the race as well, because he claimed he was quicker, he could close up to Ollie. Well, he didn't, so I guess we know the true answer to that. But I cannot even begin to say how much George Russell kind of pissed me off in that race with his complaining. Like, I get a racing driver to complain all the time. But Jesus Christ, if we could get one race without George Russell complaining on the radio about another driver, it'd be great. But no, all in all, honestly, that was actually a pretty good Mexican Grand Prix. My expectations for this race weren't entirely all that high, because Mexico has a bit of a habit of being a little bit boring. But this one, it wasn't quite so bad, honestly. I enjoyed it. But no, solid race. I'm looking forward to Brazil, which is typically one of the best races of the year. What was your thoughts on the Mexico City Grand Prix? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Drop a like if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you're new around here. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.